Imagine waking up at 3 a.m. to your doorbell screaming, followed by blood-curdling cries for help. That's exactly what happened in a quiet Bristol neighborhood on September 23, 2015. Dr. Nick White, startled awake, peeked through her curtains and saw something she'd never forget. A man, nearly naked, staggering on the street, covered head to shoulders in what looked like mud. But this wasn't mud. This was something far worse. Let me take you back to that chilling morning in Bristol, United Kingdom. The man in the street was 28-year-old Mark van Dongen, an engineer from the Netherlands who'd moved to the UK for a fresh start. He was smart, driven, and had recently ended a toxic relationship with his girlfriend, 48-year-old Berliner Wallace. They'd met in 2010. Mark, young and ambitious. Berliner, a fashion student almost 20 years his senior. At first, it seemed like love. But by 2015, things had turned dark. Friends noticed scratches covering Mark's body. Once, Berliner had even poured boiling water on him while he slept. Mark knew he had to get out. So he did. He left her, started seeing someone new, and tried to move on. But Berliner wasn't letting go. On September 2nd, 2015, just 3 weeks before that awful morning, she sat down at her computer. She didn't search for recipes or vacation spots. No, she searched acid attacks, 82 cases, studying what the acid did to its victims. Then, she went on Amazon and ordered a bottle of concentrated sulfuric acid. That same day, Mark called the police, terrified. Berliner had been harassing him and his new girlfriend, making silent, menacing calls. She'd even threatened to take her own life if Mark left her for good. The police warned her to stop, but Mark's fear lingered. He confided in his father, saying he was genuinely scared of what she might do next. Despite that fear, on the night of September 22nd, Mark went to Berliner's flat one last time. He wanted closure, to make it clear their relationship was over. He decided to stay the night, maybe hoping for some kind of peace. But peace was the last thing he'd find. At 3 a.m. while Mark slept, Berliner got up, walked to the kitchen, and poured her sulfuric acid into a cup. She crept back to the bedroom, woke Mark, and with a chilling laugh said, "If I can't have you, no one can." Then she threw the acid directly into his face. The pain was unimaginable. Mark bolted outside, screaming, his skin literally melting off in clumps. Neighbors, woken by his cries, rushed to help. Thomas Sweet, a local wielding a golf club, thought at first it was just foxes fighting. But when he saw Mark, he froze. This wasn't a prank. Mark's face, chest, arms, and legs were dissolving before their eyes. Neighbors guided him to a flat, getting him into a cold shower to ease the burning until paramedics arrived. When they did, they found Mark foaming at the mouth. One of his irises completely dissolved. He kept repeating, "I can't see. I can't see." He begged them to check on his new girlfriend. Terrified she'd been attacked too, police stormed Berliner's flat and found her just sitting on the sofa, calm as could be. She was arrested immediately. Thankfully, Mark's girlfriend was safe. At the hospital, Mark caught a glimpse of his reflection and screamed, "I don't want to live." The acid had burned through his skin, muscle, even down to the bone. His nose was gone, one ear destroyed, his lower left leg so damaged it had to be amputated. Doctors put him in a coma for 4 months, hooked to a ventilator just to breathe. When his family in the Netherlands was finally reached, his father arrived at the hospital, searching for his son. But when he saw Mark, he couldn't recognize him. The acid had stolen his son's face. When Mark woke from the coma, he was paralyzed from the neck down, only able to move his tongue to communicate. Spelling out words, letter by letter, he told his story. The pain, the trauma, the loss of his independence, it crushed him. Depression took hold. By November 2016, Mark was moved to a care home in Gloucester, but his first night there was a nightmare. Covered in his own feces, neglected, he called his father, begging to be saved. His father drove 800 miles to bring him home to the Netherlands, where they found better care. But the damage was done. A lung infection forced doctors to insert a tube in Mark's throat, silencing the one thing keeping him going: talking to his family. Mark couldn't take it anymore. In Belgium, where euthanasia is legal, he applied and was approved. On January 2, 2017, Mark spent his final moments with his father. At 7:15 p.m., at just 29 years old, he was gone. At Berliner's trial in 2018, she spun a web of lies. She claimed Mark was controlling, violent, that she thought she was throwing water, not acid. She even said Mark left the acid by her bed, hoping she'd drink it. But her search history told the truth. 82 acid attack cases, testing the acid on a table to see its power. The judge didn't buy her story, calling the attack premeditated, sadistic, and malicious. She sentenced Berliner to a minimum of 12 years for throwing a corrosive substance with intent. The judge's words cut deep. Your intention was to disfigure and disable Mark, so no other woman would want him. This was an act of pure evil. To this day, the doorbell Mark rang for help bears scars of its own. The acid corroded the metal, a haunting reminder of that night. Acid attacks are a cruelty beyond comprehension, leaving victims with lifelong checking, disfigurement, and trauma. Mark's story is a stark reminder that some monsters don't hide in shadows. They live among us, plotting in plain sight,